Senior Connections, a show about senior issues and events. A guide to active, independent living. Senior Connections, with your hosts, Margie Toms and Janet Halliday.
Good afternoon and welcome to Senior Connections. We are celebrating our 100th episode today. So please, folks, celebrate with us at your home. And I'm Margie Wimberly Toms.
And I'm Janet Halliday. Today we are going to talk about pre-retirement and retirement resources. So if you want to make sure that your pre-retirement doesn't interfere with your lifestyle, or you're retired and you want to make sure that you don't outlive your resources, pay attention because we have Roger Hall here from Hall Tax and Planning Services, and he's going to tell us how to do that. So welcome to the show, Roger.
Yes,
Thank you,
welcome,
Janet.
Roger.
Thank you.
Roger, to start off with, why don't you tell us something about the agency that you work for? Would you call it an agency in essence, or a corporation?
Yes, it is my company, solely owned. I've been doing this since 1984, in the always working for our seniors. So it's been an evolution to this point, and we have been constantly adding experts to our staff to handle specific needs for our seniors.
Now, do the services, do you cover the whole state?
We primarily focus here in the Columbia area. We do have the ability to work in multiple states.
Oh, really?
But we do focus primarily here close to home to take care of our seniors here in the Columbia and surrounding areas.
Now, do you have certain departments within your company that handle certain specialties for seniors in retirement?
Yes, we do. We are pretty much an A to Z financial company. We have access to attorneys, simple wills and trust. We have tax attorneys and estate planning attorney. We have CPAs, enrolled agents, certified tax preparers, and then of course I am a financial advisor. I have a specialist in long-term care and Medicare supplements also. So we're the whole picture kind of organization. We want to make sure that all your retirement planners, whoever they are communicating and trying to reach our clients' goals.
Now, you're a little bit different. I heard you do a presentation the other night, and you focus mainly on retirees, as opposed to maybe somebody who helps build the wealth.
Correct. I am more on the preservation end and the income for life instead of the accumulation phase. We find many times the person that helps you accumulate your wealth is not the best one to handle the distribution.
I thought that was amazing because I never had heard a financial planner that really focused on the retirement aspect of the business. You usually always hear about the folks who are trying to build the wealth, but again, it's like everything else with law and medicine. You need that person with just that expertise, and I was so impressed when he said that. So I think that's great. It was wonderful to hear that somebody's focusing on that.
Thank you.
Well, how many employees in your establishment?
Oh, let's see. I believe we're true employees. We're at 4, but then, like I said, we subcontract out with 3 different attorneys, our CPAs, our enrolled agents. So we have access to a lot of experts in their particular fields.
Oh, I see. That's what it is.
And so, do you find that you need a lot of these the attorneys in part of the
Absolutely.
retirement planning?
Well, pretty much how it works is we feel like any good sound retirement plan is based off of the tax return. What are you doing now? Are you paying unnecessary taxes? Let's look at that. We do a complimentary review of all their legal documents, power of attorneys, trust, wills. We want to make sure those are current and up to date with the way the economy's changing and tax laws change.
Now, I want to ask you there, if somebody is coming in from out of state, say that they've just moved here, should they redo their healthcare power of attorney, those types of documents? Is that necessary?
I highly recommend them have it reviewed because a lot of times South Carolina law is different from somewhere up north. I believe I heard you mention you were from north
Yeah.
just a show or two ago.
Yeah, that's right, New Jersey, absolutely.
So yeah, we encourage everybody, and it's complimentary, so it doesn't cost you anything to come in and just find out, are you up to date?
Do you set up retirement plans for small businesses? I guess the larger corporations have their own setups, but what about small businesses?
Yes, we do. We try to help the mom and pops as much as we can.
Yes.
And at least give them options to and educate them so they can make smart decisions.
Now, I was reading through some of the documents that you gave me, and it says you're a IRA, and I know that's not a retirement plan.
account.
So what does that stand for?
It's Investment Advisor Representative. It's IAR.
Oh, IAR. I'm dyslexic, pardon me.
That's okay. Pretty much what that means is I'm an investment advisor representative. I am a flat fee. I'm not driven by commissions. I have a true fiduciary responsibility to my clients, which means I always have to make the recommendations that's for my client's best interests, not mine. So it kind of puts us in a very unique situation.
I see. Okay.
So your fees go according to your clients and what their needs would, how their needs will be met by you?
Now, the only fees we really charge is if we get into a managed money situation.
And I'm going to have to interrupt you right there because they've given me the signal to take that time out. So we are going to take our first time out, but stay right there because we'll be back with more tips on the finances in a minute.
Senior Connections, brought to you by our premier senior providers, offering exceptional services for older adults. Our premier senior providers include Comfort Keepers of Columbia, comforting solutions for in-home care, anesthesiology consultants, board-certified anesthesiologists with over 400 years of combined anesthesia experience, serving these fine institutions throughout the Midlands for over 25 years. Carnegie and Mosley Funeral Home and Cremation Services, our family serving your family since 1884. Hall Tax and Planning, helping you work towards a worry-free retirement. Central Midlands Aging and Disability Resource Center, serving Lexington, Richland, Newberry, and Fairfield counties. Senior Connections, brought to you by our premier senior providers, offering exceptional services for older adults. Our premier senior providers include Hall Tax and Planning, helping you work towards a worry-free retirement.
Welcome back to Senior Connections. I just want to say, for those who may have just tuned in, we are celebrating our 100th anniversary. So please celebrate at home with us. We are again talking to our guest, Roger Moore, and he's talking about finances and taxes and all this good stuff. Roger, can you elaborate more in terms of when I asked you about the fees that you charge for clients? Does it vary depending on what the client's needs are?
Absolutely not. We're a flat fee. It's the same for everybody. And it is based on account balance for managed money only. That is really the only place that we charge a fee when it comes to investments. By being a flat fee, actually the larger I grow my client's account, the larger the fee. So if I lose them money, I lose money also. So it's nice being on the same page because we're both working for the same common goal.
So in other words, unlike other maybe financial planners that they make a fee off of every service, you kind of ride the same wave in that if their account goes up, you make more money.
Correct.
If their account goes down, you lose money.
That is correct.
That's a good incentive. Yes, very good. You had said earlier that you offer a complimentary financial portfolio a review. So tell us some of the things that you would be looking for in that portfolio.
When we do a portfolio analysis, we're looking at how has it performed? Is it properly allocated to reach our client's goals? We look at the expenses involved in that portfolio. Are they practicing defensive investing? And we want to make sure they're in the proper sectors and basically having their allocated where there's a exit strategy, should I say.
So you advise them in terms of stocks and bonds as to what they, should invest in?
Absolutely.
Is that how it works?
Yes, ma'am.
But talk about risk tolerance, a little bit about the breakdown in terms of the age groups.
We call it a rule of 100. And you take 100, subtract your age from it, and that's pretty much the maximum amount of your retirement assets you should have exposed to market risk. We're not right for everybody. We're pretty conservative by nature, just because I have always dealt in the retirement community. Time is not on the side to make up for big losses. So we are very conservative. We're not right for everybody, but we're all about preservation. We want to make sure you don't outlive your assets and not worry about market risk.
That is so important. I hope we have some of this on the screen that shows that up and down that you showed the other day at the presentation I went to. That was so impressive to see how those different things went together in terms of building or maintaining your assets. And having said that, I'm going to jump ahead a little bit to talk about annuities.
Okay.
Tell us the difference between the fixed and the variable annuities.
Fixed annuity is solely an insurance product. You got a guarantee of your principal, minimum guaranteed interest rate, fee-free. It's a great place if you're concerned about safety to park dollars. Variable annuities is a compilation of securities wrapped in an insurance package. Variable annuities they do exactly what the name says, variable. They go up, they go down. There are fees associated with them, mortality and expense fees. Riders are available. Every rider generally comes with the fee itself. Variable annuities is regulated by the SEC and the insurance department. So you have to be securities licensed to even talk about variable annuities. And there are many different types. The fixed annuities, fixed indexed annuities came onto the market back in 2005. And they have gone from $8 million back in 2005 to over $32 billion last year alone was put into those fixed indexed annuities. And they give you the opportunity for market gains, but you don't participate in market losses. So really neat product to explore to see if it's a fit for our clients.
I see.
In terms of annuities and whole life, which is best? And at what particular age in your life would it be best to go into annuities or to whole life?
Well, everybody's situation's different. And my saying is prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. So we feel like we kind of need to see the whole picture. Let's talk about what the objectives are before we make any recommendations to anybody about what to do.
And she's giving me that signal again. But if you're using services out there, any kind of home health or hospice, you ask those folks why they're not supporting Senior Connections, and we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Sean Owen. Today we're discussing compression therapy. Compression therapy can be used for different types of indications, such as swelling in the ankles or legs, commonly called edema, or it could be used for people who have varicose veins or spider veins. Sometimes doctors recommend compression therapy for DVT or deep vein thrombosis, which is blood clots. You can use compression therapy also for when you're traveling on long distances, such as in an airplane or on a car ride. Maternity patients can also use compression therapy when they are pregnant to prevent varicose veins from popping up. Compression therapy comes in a variety of different styles, colors, knits, and fabrics. Most commonly they are in knee-high, and thigh-high compression. Thigh-high compression can be very, very light, or it can be thicker depending on the grades, because compression therapy can be in different grades. You want to discuss compression therapy with your doctor to see if it's right for you. Also, they come in a variety of different styles and colors, including cotton. And sometimes people like that because of the feel of it a little bit better. Compression therapy is not covered under insurance, but you do want to talk with your doctor a little bit more about if compression therapy is right for you. For more information concerning compression therapy or other medical devices, contact me, Sean Owen, at Medical MedPoint Specialties, 728-0122.
Senior Connections brought to you by our premier senior providers offering exceptional services for older adults. Our premier senior providers include Chad Kurtz with New American Mortgage.
How have these homeowners achieved greater financial flexibility? With a reverse mortgage from a trusted source, MetLife Bank. If you're a homeowner age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage could make a difference in your life too.
It is the best thing we've ever done. I am so relieved.
It really lets me sleep at night.
Why not learn the facts today from a MetLife Bank reverse mortgage consultant? There's no obligation.
Senior Connections brought to you by our premier senior providers offering exceptional services for older adults. Our premier senior providers include Senior Care Professionals of the Midlands.
Welcome back to Senior Connections. Again, you are celebrating with us our 100th episode, so enjoy the show and continue celebrating with us at home. Roger Hall, all right, is telling us about monies, finances, taxes, etc. In terms of your referrals, where do you get most of your referrals from, and what happens after that?
Well, basically what we've done is we've been building a nice client base over the past 27 years. We do a lot of Circle of Friends events, which means we do sunset dinner cruises on the Spirit of Lake Murray. Purple Martin cruises.
Yes,
we also
I've been on
take
one
the
of
Spirit of
those.
Lake Murray out. Wine tasting events. Janet was at one Tuesday with us.
Ah.
And I tasted and tasted and tasted.
And we're always doing
cute.
something new. We have line dance hoedowns. We have shag nights.
Yeah.
Always something
You
going
go to churches
on.
too?
At Hall Tax, yes ma'am.
Yeah? Okay.
We're available at any time for anyone. If they would like to have a speaker come in, we're available. But we're always looking for fun stuff to do with our clients.
Yes, so
Yes,
important.
and he has a great manager, Summer Harris, that keeps all this going.
Oh,
believe
okay.
me. I wanted to talk a little bit about. You also do long-term care insurance.
That's correct.
You do the Medicare supplements.
That is correct.
And there was something else
Medicare.
you did. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I didn't have it written down. So this focus on long-term care. Why is long-term care insurance so necessary?
We're all living longer. It's the most financially devastating thing that can happen to anybody's retirement plan. The average cost here in South Carolina is around $216 a day. That is pushing almost $78,000 a year. Medicare covers only 100 days of skilled care after a 3-day prior hospitalization.
And you know what they're doing? They're going in the hospital under observation. So then when they come out, it's not even picked up by Medicare.
That's correct. So
Yeah.
there's a big misconception that Medicare pays for long-term care, but it's
No, it
very,
doesn't.
very limited. What we see is a lot of folks, they feel like it's very expensive. And to be honest, the older you get, it does get
Sure it
very,
is.
very expensive. But the companies have caught on to this, and there are many other options now in lieu of purchasing a long-term care policy.
Now you had shown a slide the other day at a presentation I went to about something that they could do, say they were not able to get long-term care insurance. Tell us about that.
It's called Money Guard, and what you're doing is you're leveraging $1 into many different uses. For example, the slide you saw, it was based on $100,000. If something were to happen to you before you needed any type of long-term care, there was about $152,000 death benefit. If you needed long-term care, it provides over $400,000 worth of long-term care benefit. If at any time during that plan you change your mind, you get all your money back. If you don't use any of it, then at your demise it will go to your named beneficiary. So in lieu of paying premiums, you're just letting money work for you by leveraging $1 into many.
That was amazing to me because that, you know, you hear, oh, long-term care insurance is too expensive, but a lot of people, when they can truly afford it, are uninsurable.
Correct.
Yes,
That's
true.
why these other products are available for folks just like that.
Well, tell me, Roger, in light of the way the economy has been, and I'm told via the news that 40% of the wealth in terms of people have today has dropped 40%.
Correct.
How has that affected your business per se?
It seems like the worse the economy gets, the better my business is. People are
That's
looking for
interesting.
safe havens. They're tired of the ups and downs. And like Will Rogers says, it's not the return on my money, it's the return of my money. So if you're looking for safety and guarantees, that's pretty much where we focus for our retirees.
I think that's the biggest issue, right? People just want to make sure that the money that they have right now, they keep and they're not losing it.
Correct.
Now, going back to the long-term care, are you a broker? Do you work with multiple carriers?
We do. We represent every long-term care company out there. If clients come in and they want to do a comparison, they can deal with just one person instead of a different agent from every single company. And I usually like to lay out 3 side-by-side identical benefits, and it's amazing. The premiums can vary over $1,000 a year for the identical benefits.
That's amazing. But I did want to mention the state has a partnership plan. And could you elaborate on that?
I'm not real familiar with the state partnership plan, and I would have to do some research before I could knowledgeably talk about that.
Okay. Well,
Well,
go ahead.
you had mentioned earlier about the electronic safe.
Yes, we offer,
can
this
you
is a free service we
tell us about that?
provide to our clients. A lot of folks, they have all these great documents, their trusts, their wills, their power of attorneys, their life insurance, things like that. If they don't have them in a safety deposit box, they may only have one copy of that somewhere in their home. Well, what we do is we provide a safe, it's encrypted. Me being in the tax business and the securities business, our systems have to be very safe. So we offer this to our clients as we can electronically store all their important documents. If something were to happen, then they're going to leave a note for their son or daughter saying, just call Roger, he's got everything.
Wow, that's a great service.
Yes,
and you
that
said that's
is.
free?
That's a free
It's
service.
free.
Oh, wow. Now, if somebody wants to make an appointment with you, how do they go about that?
Of course, best means is just call Summer or call the office, and we'll be happy to look at the calendar and schedule that at your earliest convenience.
All right, and we're going to take another break right now. But I want you seniors to know out there that this show is not owned by Watch. This show is owned by Monarch Productions, and if you have services that you're using and they're not supporting Senior Connections, you ask them why, and we'll be right back.
Senior Connections, brought to you by our premier senior providers, offering exceptional services for older adults. Our premier senior providers include Senior Living Guide, serving the Midlands for more than a decade. Life Care Center of Columbia, doing whatever it takes and then some. Harry Crosby, educating people on solutions available for long-term care for almost 20 years. Brookdale Senior Living, providing exceptional senior living for over 30 years. Aging Gracefully, a senior living consulting service. Senior Care Professionals of the Midlands.
Welcome back to Senior Connections. We are continuing our discussion with Mr. Hall in reference to taxes and finances and all that good stuff. Now, Roger, if you'll just tell me, are you registered with the Better Business Bureau?
Yes, we are an accredited company with the BBB. And we are also with the NA National Association of Professional Tax Preparers also.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Great.
Well, Roger, it has been a pleasure to have you on the show
Thank
today.
you.
Yes.
And I want to also say thank you to Roger because he has come on as one of our sponsors, and we are certainly grateful for that.
Very good.
Now, I also want to tell you that he will provide you with this vital documents locator, and it has also important contacts. You can call Senior Connections, or you can go on his website or call him, and he'll be happy to send you this and a survivor's checklist, which just valuable information. Also, he will give presentations to organizations or churches. Just call him
Yes.
and make an appointment. And we want to toast you today for viewing and being supportive of Senior Connections. So, Margie,
Yes.
here we go.
Janet,
Thank you.
congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And
Roger.
thank you.
Let's call her. And to our viewers.
Also, be sure and pick up your guide, your senior living guide, and we have a wonderful full-page ad, and again, it has all our sponsors in it. And if you have need for their services, please give them a call because they are supporting you. Thank you so much for being with us today.
Yes, thanks for viewing us, and we'll see you next week, and everyone be blessed.
For more information on the topics discussed on today's show, to learn about upcoming senior events and support groups in the Midlands, or to submit a question, go to seniorconnectionssc.com. You can also call us at 803-739-4205.
How have these homeowners achieved greater financial flexibility? With a reverse mortgage from a trusted source, MetLife Bank. If you're a homeowner age 62 or older, a reverse mortgage could make a difference in your life too.
It is the best thing we've ever done. I am so
Senior
relieved.
Connections, brought to
Really
you by
lets
our
me sleep
premier
at night.
senior
Why
providers,
not learn the
offering
facts today
exceptional
from a
services for
MetLife
older
Bank
adults.
reverse
Our
mortgage
premier
consultant?
senior providers
There's no
include
obligation.
Hall Tax and Planning, helping you work towards a